Welcome to Project Inner Leadership, where women build and become. This is the podcast for ambitious women in business who are building, leading, and achieving, and who know they're meant for more. Here, we don't just talk about strategy, we talk about consciousness, self-leadership, emotional mastery. Because the business you build will never outgrow the woman you become. If you're ready to expand beyond your current limits, to dissolve inner resistance, and to manifest a business and a life that truly reflects your deepest vision, then you're here in the right place. This is about thinking beyond what feels realistic, building a business without burning out, leading beyond fear, and creating from clarity instead of pressure. I'm Christina, and this is Project Inner Leadership. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new podcast episode. I'm so happy you're here with me today. There is something I've been wanting to talk about for such a long time, especially when it comes to women in business, because no matter how successful, driven, intelligent, or capable we are, so many of us still struggle with one thing, and that is our body image. I know this because I've been there myself for a very long time. I believe that in order to be successful, to be wealthy, and to build a successful company, I had to look a certain way. I thought I had to be skinny, I had to eat perfectly, I had to work out constantly, I had to be super attractive, extremely beautiful. I believed that my success was somehow connected to how my body looked like. Back then, it was, I think, 5 or 6 years ago, I worked as a eating psychology coach because I was struggling with eating in my body for, I think, basically my whole life. I was struggling with binge eating, emotional eating. I was always yo-yo dieting. I gained a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight. Then I gained everything back. And that caused so many mental issues. Yeah, I was exercise addicted. So many things were going on in my life. So I decided to do this education in America. It was at the university. It was called Eating Psychology, and my teacher was Mark David. I think he still has the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. I think he's quite famous with it. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. I learned so much about eating, body, eating challenges, and it opened my eyes. And that's when I started to help also other women to get out of their eating problems. Now I'm at a point where I'm super in peace with my body, with my weight, with eating. I actually eat everything. I never diet, and I'm also not exercise addicted anymore. I only do exercise when I have time. But what I wanted to say is, especially in the business world, because the business world is really masculine, women feel a lot of pressure. They feel a lot of pressure to look a certain way, I have the feeling women still feel like a sex object, and they wanna fit into a certain role that was, or a certain picture that was created a very long time ago. And the business world and also the world in general has changed so much. So I want that women step into their power and they start to love their body, their look, and they don't diet anymore and feel guilty even if they look 1 second at a piece of chocolate cake, or if they one time cannot go to the gym. I don't want them to feel guilty anymore, because honestly, there is no reason we have to live like that. Honestly, these times are over. That's why I want to do this podcast episode, and I want to talk about this topic here. Even though my podcast should not be too much focused on eating struggles and body image, because I was doing this, as I've mentioned, 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm kind of over this topic, but because I see it so much, it's still existent in so many women, I think it's worth to talk about it a little bit. Back then, when I believed that my success was connected to how my body looked like, I hit a point where I honestly started to question everything. I wanted to question myself. What is going on inside of me? What is this inside of me, this voice that keeps coming up telling me I'm not good enough and my body's not good enough and I don't look good enough and I'm basically just a failure and I don't deserve to be successful and to be loved and to have a wealthy, happy, and fulfilled life. And then I realized that underneath all of these beliefs, there was a lot of self doubt. There was a lot of fear, a fear of being judged, a fear of not being taken seriously, a fear of simply not being enough. And what I've come to realize over time completely changed the way I see myself, my body, and even my life itself. Because when we only look at things from a physical perspective, from what we can see and measure in this 3D world, we reach a limit, right? Back then, and especially in the business world, we always think we are just our body. I was living like that, I don't know, 30 years of my life. I thought I am my body. I am Christina and I am this body that I can see in the mirror, nothing else. Then a few years later, I realized okay, I also have a mind. So I'm not just only a body, I'm also a mind. And then one further step, I also understood okay, there is also something called spirit. So I am actually not only my mind and my body, there's this thing is called spirit. That's, I don't know where it is. Is it inside of me? Is it outside of me? I don't know what it is, but it's interesting because then a lot of things start to make sense. Because in this physical world, in this 3D world, there are things we cannot explain. We reach a limit. That is what happened back to me. I reached that limit. There were things they just didn't make sense anymore. But once I started to understand that there is this spirit and that I am not just only the body, something shifted inside of me. What if I told you that who you think you are is not really who you are? That this I you identify with, your name, your role, your identity, is not your true essence. Because in truth, you are energy. I am energy. We are all energy. Everything is energy. This microphone that I'm holding now in my hand is energy. Even the fear that I'm feeling when I talk to people that I don't know is energy. So everything in this world is energy. And in this life, you take on certain roles. For example, you play the role of a businesswoman. You play also the role maybe of a mother, of a partner, a wife, a daughter or sister, a neighbor, a friend. So you might be someone like me who loves baking and loves to go into nature and loves also to build a company and to earn money. But these are roles. These are roles that you play with your body. They are expressions of you, but they are not who you truly are. So we are in many ways like actors. Life offers us different roles and we can choose how we want to express ourselves. But the moment we start to believe that these roles define us, we begin to limit ourselves. And that's what happened to me. I limited myself my whole life because I thought I am my body, I am my beauty, I am my attractive face, I am my company, I am the money I make, I am the success. And that limited me a lot because every time I gained 1 kg or 2 kgs, because I don't know, a little bit more over Christmas, or maybe there was a month where we didn't get in so many clients as usual, so we didn't make so much money as usual. Every time such things happened, things happened or events happened that put my identity into danger, my whole world collapsed. I felt a lot of crazy emotions I felt super down. I think, always a few days I didn't go out. I was just crying. Like my whole world, my whole identity fell apart. And that was because I limited myself so much to these roles because I thought I am this body, my company, and the money, etc. Until I understood that I am actually my spirit. And my spirit, before I came to this earth, I decided to have a body, I have a mind, because my body and my mind are the experience tool so that I can experience this life, I experience the world, I experience the material, the physical world, the human experience, like emotions, like happiness, sadness, touching this table in front of me, touching the wall in my house, the pictures in my house, touching nature, touching another human being. These are all here for me to experience with my senses, with my fingers, with my skin, my mouth, my tongue. This is all only possible because I have the experience tool called body. So my body is also an expression of my soul because with my body, I can play these roles. If I don't have a body, my spirit, my soul cannot play these roles. My spirit alone in this physical world cannot build a company. That's not possible. I need my body. I need my body and I also need my mind in order I can take on these roles, in order I can express what my spirit came for. So your body is not you. Your body is your experience tool. It allows you to feel, to experience, to move through emotions, but it's not your identity. And once you begin to understand this, something very powerful happens. You stop judging your body. Because if your body is just energy, like everything else is energy, then it's neither good or bad. It simply is. A slim body is not better, an overweight body is not worse. These are just concepts that society has created. In some cultures, what we call overweight is even beautiful. So, who decides what is right? I remember a time in my own life when I was at the highest weight I have ever been. And then I became pregnant, and then I gained even more weight. I gained in my pregnancy around 25 kg. And for a moment, I could have gone into resistance. I could have told myself, I can't show up like this anymore. I can't build my business like this. I don't fit into the image that was created for me. And to be honest, I had these thoughts. These thoughts, they still come up sometimes. They trigger me. But I always remember I am not my body. My body is energy. Everything is energy. And energy cannot be good or bad. Energy just is. I go into the acceptance. I radically accept energy. I accept what is here at the moment. I accept what life brings to my table because life only works for me. It never works against me. Instead of choosing resistance towards my body and fighting and rejecting my body, I choose acceptance. I allowed my body to be exactly as it was, without any judgment, without fighting it, without trying to fix it. This is where something really incredible happened because the moment you stop resisting, you give yourself to it, then you allow the energy to flow again. And what I've seen, not just in myself, but in so many women I've worked with back then, is that once they truly accept their body, things begin to shift naturally. Without you needing to force it, without extreme dieting, without punishment, their body started to change because the resistance is gone. Resistance creates a blocking in your body. It blocks energy in your body. So many women, so many people that they struggle with weight gain or emotional eating. It's just an expression of blocked energy in their body. For example, if you think you have too much weight on your body, it probably is stuck energy in your body, nothing else. Because even food, we always see food in calories, but even that is energy. You understand? So even that is energy that goes through your body. And if you feel stressed about eating, if you feel guilty because you're eating something that you think it's not healthy enough, then your body cannot digest this energy. So the energy gets stuck inside of you. And that makes you gain weight, and not the food itself, or because you're not doing too much exercise. So in my case, once I started to accept my body, accept what it is without judging it, because who the heck can judge my body? Who the heck can come to me and tell me I am not right, my body is not right? Who can tell me this? Nobody. Because in my believing system, it is energy. It's never good or bad. It just is, and I accept it. I accept the pure energy. But we are living in a world of separation. The system has taught us always to think in separation. There is one side that is good and there is one side that is bad. And if you have something from the bad side, then something is wrong with you and you have a problem. But that's such a bullshit. I'm so sorry to say that. Because there is no good or bad. There is just what it is. And that's accepting life how it is. And then you will see you don't even have problems anymore because you let everything just flow. You let everything move, all the energy. And that's when life then starts to feel really, really easy for you. And this concept doesn't apply only to your body. It applies to everything, your emotions, your thoughts, your life circumstances. The same goes for food. An apple is good for you. Yes, that's what they say. And they say fries are bad for you. But in fact, they're both just food. They're both energy. If you want to go really deep into this energy, then you realize the fries are not even bad and the apple is not even good. They're both just energy. Of course, I know some food types, they give you more nutrients. Of course, I know all of that. But if we focus on the energy, the food just, it is both energy. And if you see food like that and let your intuition decide on what you want to eat without thinking, without classifying food into bad or good, then you will never have any digestive issues anymore. You will never have any emotional eating anymore because you just go with what your intuition tells you and you just enjoy it because you're just bringing energy to your body. That's simply how it is. I live like that now for almost 4 years and I lost 30 kg after my pregnancy without doing any exercise, without any dieting. I have now 56 kg and that is actually a weight I had when I went to school and I'm now 34 years old. And every energy is fine for me. I accept all energy, I allow all energies and I enjoy all energies. All energies are welcome. The challenges as well as the good times. Both is fine for me. And that's why my life is so much in flow. I don't have any blockings anymore. And if blockings are coming up, then that's just a reminder for me. Christina, I have to look into this. I have to go into acceptance. And that again, even this blocking, I allow it. Because I know it only brings me forward. It only wants to teach me. So it is the resistance that keeps you stuck, that keeps things stuck in your life, no matter if it's money, relationship, health, weight gain, no matter what. But acceptance creates the movement. So maybe the question is not how do I fix myself? How do I lose weight? How do I change my body? How do I become better? How do I look better? Maybe the real question is, can I allow myself to be exactly as I am right now in this moment? Because from that place, everything begins to shift. And you will see, and I have seen it so many times, and I have seen it also in myself. Once you go into the acceptance, you're going to lose weight naturally without changing anything. And acceptance doesn't mean you have to love it. You don't have to love your body straight away. That will come automatically, normally, naturally. The first step is always the acceptance. I radically accept. Unconditionally, I accept now what is. And that's when everything gets into flow. After the acceptance, if you practice this, the love will follow. There will be a point where you start to love your body, and you will start to love even the challenges in your life if you practice the acceptance. Thank you so much. I hope this helped you. See you in the next podcast episode.
If this episode resonated with you, I invite you to take a moment. Not to do more, not to fix anything, but simply to notice what moved inside of you. Growth does not start with doing, it starts with awareness. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss the next episode. And if you feel called to, share it with another woman who is building or becoming. Because we don't need to hustle harder, we don't need to silence our emotions. We simply need to lead ourselves differently. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work. And remember, the way you lead yourself determines what you build. I'll see you in the next episode.